Good evening. You're watching the main news on HK-IBC. I'm Raymond Yeung.
And I'm Carain. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge finally opens next Tuesday.
Housing fever as latest batch of home ownership scheme flats oversubscribed nearly 60 times.
And re-education camps in Xinjiang unveiled for the first time on state TV.
After years of delay and budget overruns, the multi-billion-dollar Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge will officially open next Tuesday.
The announcement came after months of speculation on the opening date of the world's largest sea bridge. Yeung reports.
It's official. The multi-billion-dollar Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge will open next Tuesday, according to a press invitation from Beijing's liaison office this afternoon. The invitation confirmed an opening ceremony will be held in Zhuhai, but no additional details were given. State leaders are expected to be present at the ceremony to witness the opening of the world's largest sea bridge linking Hong Kong to the two western cities. The confirmation from Chinese officials ended months of speculation on the bridge's official opening day, which had been a mystery since the project was completed last year. Construction on the mainland side began in 2009, followed by the Hong Kong section in 2011. The mega bridge was originally scheduled to open in 2016, but the project was plagued by problems such as workplace accidents, a corruption investigation, technical obstacles, and budget overruns. The SAR government was supposed to pay 40% of the total cost of 15.7 billion yuan for the project, but together with budget overrun, Hong Kong has to fork out 8.7 billion yuan. In April, authorities dismissed safety concerns after aerial photos showed what looked like a collapse of seawall protecting an artificial island housing the entrance of an underground tunnel. Just yesterday, 6 Hong Kong contractors were fined up to 82,000 Hong Kong dollars each for failing to ensure the safety of workers in light of a fatal industrial accident in 2015. HK-IBC.
Chief Executive Carrie Lam has hit back at criticism that the government had overvalued a luxury site on the Peak, which was withdrawn from the market following a failed tender.
While that may signal caution among developers on the property market, it was a different scenery for subsidized homes, as the latest round of applications was oversubscribed by nearly 60 times. More from Yeung.
What you are seeing is not a mega sale at a department store, but rather a deadline rushed by desperate home buyers who wished to enter a ballot for a subsidized flat in Hong Kong. With a smirk on his face, this man explained to the media how he became the last walk-in applicant for the latest round of home ownership scheme flats. But he was far from winning the lottery. Just over 100,000 applications were received over the past 2 weeks for the latest batch of 4,431 subsidized units from 3 estates in Cheung Wan, Kai Tak, and Tung Chung. Another 150,000 forms from April will also enter this round of ballot after their applications were frozen following an adjustment of the subsidy level. This means that nearly 60 applicants will be fighting for 1 unit in the ballot to be drawn next month. Speaking after a public event today, Chief Executive Carrie Lam said she was not surprised by the oversubscription of HOS flats. She credited the keen demand to her policy change in June, which made the subsidized homes even more affordable. With a red-hot property market, many complained that the 30% discount for HOS flats was no longer enough. And Lam responded by boosting the discount to 48% of the market value. No one knows when or if the housing market would cool down, but the cautious approach from developers on a luxury residential site could be an indicator. A 1.8-hectare plot at Mansfield Road on the Peak made headlines last night after the sale was withdrawn by the government. The site was expected to fetch $40 billion, or $120,000 per square foot, the most expensive ever in Hong Kong. The Lands Department said in a statement that the tendered premiums did not meet the government's reserve price. Bidders included Sun Hung Kai, CK Asset, and Henderson Land. Critics said the government had overestimated the site's value and did not take into account a newly imposed vacancy tax on empty and unsold flats.
係喺截標當日嘅早上係定底價嘅。
Lam said today she was aware of comments on the markets, but stressed the government would not sell land for cheap. She hit back at criticism that the base price did not duly reflect recent market trends, saying it was set by professional government surveyors. Yu Pinam, HK-IBC.
A former top planning official has called Chief Executive Carrie Lam's Lantau reclamation scheme crazy.
Yeah, he got into a war of words with the Deputy Executive Director of a pro-Beijing think tank, which is among the first proponents of building artificial islands to solve the city's housing shortage. Before Chief Executive Carrie Lam unveiled her Lantau Tomorrow vision scheme, a think tank has already suggested building a mega artificial island in the central waters between Lantau and urban Hong Kong. That think tank, Our Hong Kong Foundation, stood by the project's safety and economic benefits today, amid concerns that the man-made island would not be able to withstand strong winds and waves. The group's Deputy Executive Director, Stephen Wong, insisted the Central Waters is the most suitable site for reclamation. He said the surrounding islands could act as a buffer when the